exhaust on, I really liked it. I was like, whoa, this sounds awesome. Who cares? I'm not driving a V8, I'm driving a V6, so let people talk. It's a while to get used to because inside, can't believe because it's first of all, it's a race competition, so you use exhaust on, which is the noise. However, about 500 miles of driving this to sound good. Now, I don't know if it's starting to sound good because I'm too much usually you're looking for something louder. Hey everyone, it's a beautiful day in Philadelphia today after being hit with massive snowstorms. Finally got a day to take my Mustang out and go for a drive. So I want to do a quick review on the Magnaflow Race Competition series that I got installed, as you saw in the last video. Before I do that, quick shout out to my man Zavon sitting next to me.
What's up, guys?
So let's talk about the Magnaflow. What are your thoughts about the exhaust? Be honest with me.
Right. So when we got it installed, the main problem that we had was that it's going to be too loud, and there was actually a point where we wanted to take it off and just put the stock exhaust back on.
Yeah, it was pretty loud.
Yeah, but now it's kind of breaking it in, and for me, it's not loud enough for me anymore. And like I wanted that really loud, like the loud exhaust note, and it's not giving us that anymore. It's not loud enough. I don't know if you guys hear that, but it's
okay.
I mean, it's a dope ass exhaust, you know, but for me, it's not loud enough. Maybe adding headers onto that will actually affect it.
Okay, well, so I will agree. And I apologize for holding my camera. My stupid windshield holder thingy broke on me, so that sucks. But anyways, when I first got the exhaust on, I really liked it. I was like, whoa, this sounds awesome. It's not a V8. It sounded pretty close to a V8, but who cares? I'm not driving a V8, I'm driving a V6, so let people talk. So it sounded very, very deep on the lower RPMs. Mid-range was pretty good. It definitely got raspy up in like anything above 4,500 RPMs would get very raspy. It took a little while to get used to because inside the cabin the volume was kind of loud. But I can't blame it because it's first of all, it's a race competition series exhaust that I'm putting on. Secondly, it's a straight muffler. Like it's like a muffler delete straight pipe kind of setup, so that also adds to the noise. However, about 500 miles of driving this car, roughly, about 500 miles later, I'll say that it's definitely broken in, and it's an acquired taste. If you're gonna get into a Magnaflow exhaust, it's an acquired taste. They're definitely more deeper sounding than the Flowmasters or the Borla. But it's an acquired taste, and now after about 500 miles into it, I'll tell you what, that ear irritating sound, that sound that irritated the ear, it's gone. So I'm guessing that the exhaust is broken in since I've driven it a lot, and it's actually starting to sound good. Now I don't know if it's starting to sound good because I'm just getting used to it, or it's the exhaust that's broken in, or maybe it's a combination of a little bit of both. So that's what I think about it. What do you say?
It's broken in too much for me.
Broken in too much for you? So you were looking for something louder?
Yeah.
For me, listen, this is not my daily driver. Soon this will be my daily driver, where I'm gonna have to wake up 5-6 in the morning to go to work, and I don't want my neighbors complaining. So for me, in the beginning, that was an issue, but now, seeing that it has broken in, I don't see why I need to change the exhaust or anything. I think it's sounding really good. It's just the right amount of volume, because you don't want to have an exhaust and not get noticed, but then you also don't want to have an exhaust for it to sound so loud. And I think going with this exhaust, which was kind of a risk for me, because I knew when I was getting this exhaust that it was one of the loudest exhaust systems out there, but it's not bad. It's not bad at all. Anyways, let's let you hear a little bit of drive-bys. I'm gonna rev it up for you guys and see how it goes. All right, here you go. Hopefully you guys can hear.
So now let's talk about the person that should get this exhaust and person that shouldn't. Like, you want to get this exhaust if you want attention and you want a car that's going to sound like a V8. And specifically if you have the S197 V6 model. And you shouldn't want to get this car if you don't want a really loud exhaust and you don't want your neighbors waking up and complaining about the exhaust. That's my personal thing. What do you think?
It all comes down to everybody's flavor and taste of sound that they want, but and I'm not gonna categorize this through an age limit, like, okay, well, from 18 to 25 you guys should get this exhaust. No, everybody has a different tone. Everyone has a different taste that they like. Simple as that. If you don't want attention and you don't want people turning heads, don't get this exhaust, because you're gonna grab a lot of attention on the road, especially cops, pedestrians walking by. You will grab attention. Now, majority of the attention I get, and I mean majority is like 99%. 99% of the attention I get is positive. It's good.